with U of M great and former NFL star Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermanni. Sit back and let's talk some Detroit sports right now on The Bottom Line.
And here we go, Thursday, June 30th, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, Bottom Line, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
What's up, brother?
What an afternoon it has been. We're going to get to AEW.
My seat's so low.
You got time to pick it up.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, we're going to get to AEW where
That's
you
what
and
happens when you're
D-Mac were
6'4".
last night. We're going to get to my response to the Michigan State Spartan fan base.
Oh, those guys.
And the Spartan Dog for Life show on this network last night. But first, about 30 minutes ago, breaking news. And this is really incredible news. Last year, Braylon, Ryan Day said, the Ohio State head coach, 5 years from now, you will not recognize the college football world. Right. And if this report is true, and there's a lot more in motion, but according to this John Wilner, by the way, let me just read you some of his credentials, if I could. This is the one thing I have not printed out. But here's what he says. USC and UCLA planning to leave for the Big Ten as early as 2024. The move has not been finalized just yet. But Braylon, this is incredibly shocking news. John Wilner, Pac-12 hotline syndicated for KSL.com, Seattle Times, Sports, Oregon Live, LA Daily News. So he's syndicated all over the place.
So, two things. One, I don't understand why USC and UCLA will put themselves in a situation to travel 4 hours for away games. I believe the closest the closest team will be Nebraska. I think Nebraska's probably around 2 hours and 45 minutes outside of LA. I don't understand that move. Move two. It sucks for Michigan. And you know why that is? Michigan hasn't won on the West Coast since 1990. We lost to Oregon my junior year. We lost to USC my junior year. We lost to Texas on the West Coast my senior year. Michigan doesn't typically win on the West Coast. But with that being said, if it goes through, and if this is a real thing, which it looks like it could be, those are great teams for the Big Ten, man. Like, that swings the pendulum. I mean, Big Ten's already, I think, top to bottom, equal with the SEC. Now, we know that Alabama and Georgia are the staples, but you want to go top to bottom, I think Big Ten is equal, if not better. You add USC and add UCLA, it's hands down the best division or the best conference in college football.
Tom Mazawey with us as well. Good afternoon to you, Maz.
Hey, buddy. It's another team Michigan can't beat now. So now it's Ohio State and USC, I guess. So we got our two big dogs, and the AC and the SEC's got their big four dogs, I guess.
Look, Darren Ravel reporting that the Big Ten athletic directors still don't even know about this, but usually they're not in on a lot of these negotiations and things like that. It's the college presidents that really take this under their wing, and this much too. This would really make the Big Ten a national conference,
coast to coast.
They expanded to New York with Rutgers,
Jersey.
Maryland, East Coast, New York, New Jersey area. The New York market, is that fair to say?
Yeah, of course. I grew up in Jersey, but I consider myself a New York guy.
Okay, fair enough. But you now go from New York to California, New Jersey to California.
Jersey Shore, baby.
I love it. Now you get more eyes on the Big Ten. Michigan State now gets more eyes. I think one of the big things that we talk about, we'll get into them as well. But you talk about, is Michigan State a national team? Last year, I think Michigan State took that step to become a national team with Tuck and K9. K9 was up for Heisman, should have been in New York, wasn't in New York, but they took a step. Now, if you see USC joins the conference, now you're playing games out there on Fox West Coast, Pac-12. Well, it used to be Pac, but Fox West Coast. You're selling merch in the stores out there. Now you got to bring some merch from UCLA and USC into Michigan, into Pennsylvania, into Illinois. So I think that you're right. It takes us all the way from west to east and back again.
You got the highest paid team in the country in USC playing here in the Big Ten, and they got their own plane, so I guess it really doesn't matter what the hell they do.
And you know what else you have if you're the Big Ten? You know, when Texas and Oklahoma went to the SEC, and they're moving to the SEC, that really kind of sent shockwaves. But what you have with the Big Ten Conference now is something that no other conference can compete with. You ready for this? New York, Los Angeles,
Media markets.
Chicago, Philadelphia, and D.C.
Top 5 media markets in the country.
Top 5 media markets in the country. You own them all. For a lot of different reasons, Fox NFL always outrates CBS NFL.
Yeah.
Why? Not because the teams are better. It's because the biggest media markets in the country,
Very true.
there are more of them in the NFC than in the AFC. This is a money move. The day of the college athlete is over.
Oh.
The scholar athlete.
Yeah.
That's done.
And you know what? It's funny that you say that because I remember growing up, I was always an NFC guy. Like, obviously, I live in Detroit.
Me too.
So, I mean, you know, you live in Detroit, you're in New York, New Jersey. So, obviously, we're NFC teams. But with that being said, now that you say that, it makes more sense. The NFC were always in the big markets. You got Chicago, like you said. You got the Giants, you know what I'm saying? You got the big teams, the big market. You had the Rams back in the day when I was growing up. So it's fun.
Both St. Louis and Los Angeles.
Both St. Louis and Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the one I was thinking of.
Washington.
Washington, D.C.
Dallas.
The Commanders, the Dallas Cowboys. Like, those are the big media markets. What do you have in
Philadelphia.
the AFC? Buffalo Bills in
have
that
the-
media market.
Exactly.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
You have the
Kansas
Jets.
City Chiefs.
You have the
Yep.
Jets and the Patriots. And that's it.
Yeah.
You have the Jets and the Patriots.
Denver, and even Denver's like,
Yeah.
it's
Denver's-
big, but
yeah.
it's not big.
It's mountain time.
It's
Not
true.
it's
Mountain
not
West.
not a top 6, top 8,
Hold on,
top
man. You
10.
know, I gotta take a step back, man. You know, I came on the show today. I got my nice jacket on, my nice blazer.
look good
and nobody
today, Braylon.
commented on it. Man.
Well, you look good.
You hurt my feelings.
You look absolutely fantastic.
I'm sensitive
today.
about my jacket.
Well, you're not the only people that are sensitive around here, but not maybe around here, but no, we're going to get to that in just a second.
You like
but
what I did there,
I
right?
do like what you did there. That was smooth. I'm not sure where this is going, and I'm not sure how to feel about this as a college football fan, other than, you know, I hate what's happening to the sport. I really do.
You don't recognize it.
Well, I don't recognize it, but and I always felt like college athletes should be paid something. I did not anticipate they make millions of dollars like they are now. An absolute free-for-all for where you want to go, when you want to go, how much you want to make. I just don't like it. I don't like USC and UCLA being in the Big Ten. And not just because I don't think Michigan can compete with USC. And I don't think Michigan can compete with USC. And I don't think Michigan can compete with Ohio State or, heaven forbid, to a lesser extent, Michigan State, unless they get this NIL situation figured out. Until or unless they want to join the party, or until or unless the NCAA wants to regulate this stuff, which nobody thinks they have the ability to or the want to.
Even if they regulate
this
it,
could
Ryan,
go really.
then the cheating will happen.
This could go south for Michigan very fast.
I got to push back on the USC thing. I think, you know, we got to see what Lincoln Riley does at USC. Like, USC has they just been a team over the past 8 years. Now, they had one good year with the Sam Darnold, and the Penn State game was a really good game. Saquon Barkley and Sam Darnold. Outside of that, USC hasn't done anything special. So before I say I don't think we can compete, I got to see what Lincoln Riley does with all this money that he spent. I got to see how he constructs that team and puts it together chemistry-wise with Caleb Williams, the quarterback, with Jordan Addison, and some of the other transfer portal moves that they've made. Because right now, I don't care about none of that, because the Big Ten reigning, defending champ is the University of Michigan.
I didn't mean to cut you off before, but I do want to say,
Please.
even if they regulate it, then it's just going to go back to blue chips again.
Yeah.
So there's no controlling it anymore.
The cat's out of the bag.
It's out, man.
Here's a question,
It's gone.
Evan.
You cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube.
It's over.
It's out. It's over.
Just
Shout out to
eliminate
Anthony Brown on that
eliminate
one.
the conferences. It's over. It's over.
What?
It's north,
Did he
east.
say that?
Bro, it's north, south, east, and west. Those are your conferences. It's over.
So where do we go from here? Like, what?
North, south, east, and west.
Okay, now where do we go from here? Like, realistically, like what does a course correction look like for Ryan Ermanni as it relates to the NCAA college football?
I think ultimately you have 64 teams in college football. that form their own league.
Right.
And those players can make as much money as they want. You pay them like pros.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to do a little bit more examination on that, Braylon, but I do think you're setting up for a secession almost of Power 5 conference teams and everybody else.
I'm going to ask another dumb question. Like now that you can get paid without having to put forth a service, because Jordan Addison, wide receiver, Biletnikoff winner that just went to USC, he got 3.5 without putting a service on the table. Like he basically was paid like a professional football player. With that being said, are they going to next get rid of eligibility? Can you play in college for 8 years as long as you're taking classes? Is that the next move? Because since you're paying players, it's no more an amateur status. Who's to say eligibility-wise, oh, you know what? Well, I did 4 years. Well, I didn't graduate yet. So I'm taking more classes. Here's a 5th year. You know what? Now I'm in grad school. Is that the next move? Is eligibility? Guys stay in college for 7, 8 years?
That's USFL and XFL.
Heather Dinich says, can confirm reports USC and UCLA are considering leaving Pac-12 for Big Ten. There's still a formal notification process. The Pac-12 was blindsided. Well, the Pac-12 just simply cannot compete with those media markets, and that's what this is all about. Television markets, media markets, revenue, and the Big Ten's got a lot of money, and they got more money than the SEC's got. Actually, you add Texas and Oklahoma, and you might be on a level playing field.
And you're right about that, because I remember when I was in school, USC was that deal. USC and Miami were the teams. Going back to USC had Reggie Bush. USC had Lindell White. They had Mike Williams. They had Carson Palmer. Then they had Matt Leinart. They were the truth. Shoot, we drafted Sean Cody in the first round. The Detroit Lions did, USC D tackle. But guess what? Nobody was watching their games because they come on at weird times. Nobody's watching it. All you're watching at USC is highlights. You're waiting for ESPN or Fox to show you highlights. Now, you put them in the Big Ten. They're coming out here. Now you get to see USC in primetime slots. That's huge for USC, like you said.
Now, UCLA does not scare me as much as a Lincoln Riley USC-led team. I mean, you basically now have 2 Ohio States in your league. Yeah, you got 2 of them. It's not just enough to slay the Ohio State Dragon. You have to slay this UCLA behemoth that's rolling on by. So more on this. And what happens with Notre Dame? At what point will they have to seriously join a real conference?
They never will.
I don't know about that.
How about the rest of the Pac-12?
Rest of the Pac-12. And what, aside from the Big Ten and SEC, what is the best conference at that point after that? Pac-12 fleeced, Big 12 fleeced, ACC fleeced. Where would you go? We'll have that, but first a message from Gypsy Vodka.
All right, Gypsy Vodka, amazing vodka, gluten-free. Also, it is corn distilled 6 times using artesian spring water.
6 times.
They had the audacity to create a seltzer. Introducing the Mulligan, 8% alcohol, Gypsy Vodka. You've done it again. By the way, support Michigan distillers. Introducing mango, lemonade, and iced tea. The flavors are amazing. It is strong, ladies and gentlemen, so be careful. Be responsible when you drink it. You don't have to drink it on the golf course alone. You can drink it at home, in your backyard. Matter of fact, that might be the best way to do it. The Mulligan by Gypsy Vodka.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
All summer long, the Monroe Street Midway is open in downtown
Midway.
Detroit. Midway. Enjoy basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and more. A fun, safe event for everyone between the ages of 1 and 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more info. Again, that is deckedoutdetroit.com.
Woodward Sports Network, welcome along. Over 27,000 subscribers, Woodward Sports Network. And, of course, feel free to like our page as well. Like the show. That'd be fantastic. Talking about this breaking news that happened just less than an hour ago now. Reports that USC and UCLA are interested in joining the Big Ten Conference. Where would that leave Michigan? Man, I'll tell you, I do not feel good about where Michigan is headed with the NIL because they are extremely
Pig-headed.
Well, call them whatever you want. You call them any adjective you want. I just don't think they're set up for success in this college football. Especially now, not only you've got Ohio State and their $13 million payroll, you've got the situation at Michigan State where they really seem set up with this Spartan Dog for Life NIL kind of program they've got.
Yeah, they got it going.
I talked to Brian, man. It sounds like a really impressive thing that they're doing, man. One thing about Michigan State, man, they're alumni. They come through time and time again. Former players, no matter what level they went to. In-state guys. That's what I talked to with Brian Mazawey about. A lot of their guys are in-state. They stick together, and they create things like this that's going to help Michigan State with the NIL as well as
they stay in town.
They do. Because most of them are from here. Like 80% of the guys that go to Michigan State are from the state of Michigan somewhere. So a lot of guys stay in state, and that's why they're able to have that success.
Yeah, Steve St. Andre was on the show with Masalam and Justin last night talking about this NIL and how committed they are to that. I don't know exactly where Michigan is. I know they have the Valiant. Is that going to be enough of an NIL enticement to get a 5-star, a 4-star kid here? I don't know those answers. But I do know that as long as you're out there saying this is a transformational experience and not a transactional experience, look.
You're going to keep losing kids.
Well, look, Braylon, we all adjust with the times.
Right.
Right? I mean.
Some of us.
Well, we all have to. If we want to succeed, we have to adjust with the times. Like, you can't run a business and not own a computer. You know what I mean? You can't just do everything by hand anymore. I mean, you could, but
you gotta have a phone.
You gotta have a computer and a phone. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a terrible example.
No, it's not. I get exactly where you're going.
But you can't run a college football program with a Bo Schembechler mentality in 2022. It just won't succeed.
So I used to say this when I was at the Big Ten Network, and when we were talking about branding, when we were talking about getting the recruit, we were talking about how at the time, talking about how Urban Meyer is having this success, how James Franklin, how some of these guys are having success, is because at Ohio State, and this was back in 2017, Ryan, at Ohio State, they have a branding individual. They have a guy that is in charge of branding players. His sole job is to talk about how he's going to brand a Jackson Smith and Jigba, how he's going to brand or help CJ Stroud develop his brand. Like, that's the new age, talking about these guys are coming in with 100,000 followers already on Instagram. They already have a brand that they're trying to establish. And so when you go into a kid's house, or you go into the living room, the infamous living room where you sit down and you're telling them, hey, I'm going to give you a chance to come to the University of Michigan, where you will be able to compete for a starting job at the most storied university of all time. You will get the greatest education that they have to offer you in public school. Nobody want to hear that.
Right. Nobody cares anymore.
Anybody trying to hear that? Why do you think Jalen just, or Braylon,
Braylon,
the linebacker, why he just decommitted? And I understand Michigan does it the right way. Notre Dame does it the right way. Well, so does Michigan State, but they seem to have figured it out. They seem to have figured out how to be on the side of.
Well, I don't know if they figured it out, Braylon. I think you give them way too much credit for look.
I don't see people decommitting from Michigan State,
and that's fine. But let's have Mel Tucker win a Big Ten championship before we give him the keys to the car.
Well, Jim Harbaugh won a Big Ten championship, and he had people decommit.
Well, I'm just saying. Look, they struck gold last year with Kenneth Walker,
right?
And I'm not saying that things aren't on the rise with Michigan State.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we give them an awful lot of credit for basically striking rich in the Kenneth Walker sweepstakes, having him become really the best running back in college football last year, top 2 in dominating a conference. I'm not saying that
They struck rich, but guess what? They went and got him. They did their homework. They recruited him. They saw that this is an individual that has some talent. I think they went and got him. It's not like Kenneth Walker just, I can run the football, put me on the team.
I'm not saying this is a crap program. What I'm saying is we talk about them sometimes like they're an elite of the elite, like they're up there with Ohio State and they're Big Ten champions. What Mark D'Antonio did for that program was incredible in the landscape that he did it in. Now, that was many, many years ago, and we are in a completely new college football landscape, and we do anticipate Mel Tucker to be a coach that every kid in the country is going to want to play for, and Michigan State has a crap ton of resources that is going to help him do that, but they're not there yet.
Okay, I understand that. Let me take a step back then. What I mean to say is this. It seems that Michigan State is closer than Michigan is on the NIL. When I hear...
Fair.
Is that fair to say? It seems like I hear Matt Ishbia's name. I hear Dan Gilbert's name. I hear other alums coming together, Brian Masalam and the group that they have going on. Draymond Green, Charlie Bell. Like, I hear everybody as a collective. It seems like they're coming together to figure out how we can help. How can we make Michigan State the best product that it can be? What do we have to do to maybe coerce some 5 stars? We ain't getting 5 stars, but coerce some 4 stars to come to Michigan State. What is it that we can do? You hear about it. Michigan is just like, oh, you know what? Yeah, no, they'll come because it's Michigan. They'll come because it's Michigan.
Well, that's a dumb approach.
But that's what Michigan's doing, and that's what it is. Oh, you know what? It's transformational. It's not transactional. Well, I don't hear anybody, and it could be happening behind closed doors. So, like I said, I don't hear it, but it could be happening. I don't hear anybody. I don't hear any groups. I don't hear Mike Martin and Lamar Woodley.
It's the Valiant, really.
And we know that. That's Wangler. That's my guy. I know John. That's my guy. But I don't hear anything outside that, any rumblings that go along with a team that won the Big Ten last year, has one of the biggest brands in college sports, period. College, period. I don't hear enough is what I'm saying. Like, I think Michigan needs to do more. I at least hear something from Michigan State.
I agree with you 100% on everything you just said, except for the fact that it's automatic that Michigan State is going to have success.
I never said they were going to have success.
I thought it was automatic that Michigan was going to have success when Jim Harbaugh came to Michigan too, and you look to see how long that took. I just don't think it's a guarantee that just because the NIL is in place that Michigan State is going to turn into this top 5 program.
I agree with you, but at the same time, it seems like Michigan State's trying to navigate that space and figure it out. I can hear it out loud, and you hear it. You hear some things. You read things. Michigan is like, oh, well, we don't want to be this, and, we don't want to, and I get it. Because like I said on the air when we first started talking about the NIL, you don't want to 8 years from now, however they course correct this thing, you don't want to be like, damn, I sacrificed my soul to get a national championship or to win a couple Big Ten titles. You don't want to be that team. You don't want to be whatever the hell Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban got going on. You don't want to be that. But at the same time, there's ways for you to act on the NIL, the transfer portal, and make it look like you are doing something out loud.
And for the record, I don't know who's committing or who's decommitting from Michigan State because I don't follow their recruiting very much at all.
Just like Braylon, we would have heard it. We were here. We're in Michigan. We were here. We got the ear to the pulse.
Michigan won the Big Ten championship last year. When was the last time they won it prior to that?
2004.
17 years earlier.
When do you think they're going to win their next one now? With the way they're playing with the NIL.
This is their last chance right now. This year coming up,
this is it.
This seems to be their last chance for a while.
And what are the odds on them beating Ohio State?
I think pretty good, to be honest with you.
They're good. They're really good because when you talk about Ohio State.
After the way they baked Ohio State last year, you don't think Ohio State's going to come for them this year?
It's like
congratulations. That's what a rivalry is supposed to be.
I understand that.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. All you hear about when it comes to Ohio State right now is what? You hear about C.J. Stroud. You hear about Travion Henderson, Mayan Williams, the backfield. You hear about Jackson Smith and Jigba. You hear about Marvin Harrison Jr. You notice anything? You don't hear anything about defense except one defensive back. You don't hear anything about defensive linemen or offensive linemen. The reason why Michigan was able to dominate Ohio State last year because Ohio State has now gotten soft. They're a finesse school. Ryan Day has put them in a finesse position. When you watch that game in the trenches, when we had Jim Brandstatter on, Big Jim, what did Jim say? He said, man, watch the line of scrimmage. They dominated from the offensive line of Michigan, the best in the country last year, until the Georgia game. And then the defensive line of Michigan with David Ojabo and Aiden Hutchinson. They dominated and they were more physical than Ohio State. With that being said, if that's Michigan's identity now, getting back to where they were in '97, the national championship year, Lamar Woodley when I was there in 2004.
We don't have them anymore.
But you still got players that was on that team last year. The D tackle on Michigan's team this year started all 14 games last season. You still got guys on that defense. You still got DJ Turner, who's the fourth-ranked defensive back in the country right now. So I just think, yes, they have a great offense. They have great wide receivers. They have a damn good quarterback. But they're soft and they're a finesse team now. Yes, we got a chance because we're the defending, reigning Big Ten champs.
And you know who's not? Michigan State. But we did get under their skin yesterday.
Yes,
we'll have
did.
some fun with our psycho Spartan friends. We'll do it next. Ermanni and Edwards. But first, a message from MyBookie.
Oh, yeah, MyBookie. And you know what I always tell you. You got to get on MyBookie. They're on my front page of my phone. That's who I put my bet in. And, of course, use the promo code Woodward. They will double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. This weekend is a special one. It is action-packed UFC 276. And when you join the MyBookie community, you get that instant deposit bonus I was telling you about. They'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Several big-name UFC fighters dropping their own predictions on the MyBookie social channels. So make sure you check that out. Bet one fight or parlay multiple bets on this UFC card. Check them out. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please use the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Woodward.
Shut up.
Sports Network. I threw Braylon a pen. He dropped it. Here, Braylon. Let's see if you can come on. Oh, can I have that back now?
Nope.
Come on. Give me your pen. Please.
Suck it.
Suck it. Oh, yeah. Good. Grounder.
There you go, brother.
Through the bag.
He
Guys.
bobbles it.
What?
He bobbles it.
I bobbled it. So
it Buckner?
here's an interesting thing. And I actually cannot believe that it happened the way that it did. Yesterday, random topic in June. You know, it's not like it's the greatest sports time of the year.
No.
You Michigan State Spartan fans took this low-hanging fruit. And I mean, that's right. Took the low-hanging fruit, and you really proved my point. So yesterday, what did I say yesterday? I said there is no more sensitive fan base.
You got to start with this. We were reviewing the most sensitive fan bases as put out by Big Game Boomer.
We love the site.
Exactly.
We love the site.
Yeah, and Michigan was 7, and Michigan State was nowhere to be found. There you go.
So I said that there is no more sensitive fan base than Michigan State.
Yeah.
Soft fan base. And you guys proved my point yesterday. I mean, 334,000 impressions later.
What were some of the things?
52,000 views. I mean, guys, in the comments, Braylon, we're just brutal.
Stop it.
On a silly nothing.
Yeah.
Comment.
Any clowns?
Oh
Clown
my
emojis?
God! I mean, I stopped looking at the clown. I need to take stock in the clown comments.
What was the worst thing that was said? And you can use bleeps.
Let's see. Oh man, I don't even know if we could use them, but here's some of them. And we'll get some music underneath these. There they go. I can hear it.
Wish we had some circus music.
See, now I can't read that. I'm sorry. I can't read that. I needed them printed out.
So let me get this straight. You actually printed a tweet with a red printer. Is that what it says? With a real printer with a random list of sensitive, non-sensitive fan bases that U of M is on and MSU is not, and cried about it on live radio, all to prove that we're more sensitive than y'all.
So the funny thing about that, and I did see that a lot, everybody was like coming at me, even Justin on the Spartan show last night, about the printout. Guys, I can't read the frickin' monitor.
I print you the stories like any radio host has in front of them. Even though we are not on, per se, the radio, we are on YouTube, but we are reading our stuff. That's
every day
what you do when you do a show.
I just can't believe that was part of the criticism yesterday.
We'll get you a teleprompter in the
seriously,
future, though.
I can't read the so what's the next one? Braylon, you're going to have to read these.
All right, cool. Hey, official Braylon.
Oh,
you gotta say who it's from.
Who it's from.
Mel Tucker's Stan account.
Everything's MSU with them.
Hey, Braylon. Hey, Ryan. Thoughts on recent decommitment from the only 4-star in 23 class? And man, nobody cares about this stuff. What is this?
What is that?
What is this? Max Finest despised coming off your best season in 20 years. Basically, we best season in 20 years.
Great.
We lost a 4-star recruit.
Right. You win the Big Ten championship. Oh, you suck because you didn't do it 20 years prior. What logic is that? Okay, what else do we got here? Who's this one
Strawberry
from? That's Mel Tucker's Stan account. We just had that one.
The same one.
You can advance the font, if you will.
At the end of the day, Ryan,
maybe not.
Did Michigan State prove your point?
Well, I mean, clearly, who's this from?
My dude printed out a big game boomer list.
This is from Tuck Cummin.
And got super offended by it, yet it's us State fans that are the sensitive ones. Insert Principal Skinner meme.
I mean, I'm a nobody, though, right? I'm just an internet sports guy doing a podcast. What do you care about me for?
You're a clown.
I'm a clown. I'm just some guy with an internet show.
You're just a fan doing a show. Why are you even doing the show?
No impact.
Right. 50,000 comments about you being a clown because you just basically proved your point.
I mean, I'm just an internet guy that's got a sports podcast. It doesn't have to listen to me. What effect do I have on anybody?
At the end of the day, all fan bases are sensitive about their schools. It is what it is. The reason why Ryan said what he says, I agree with him, is when you read these, they go to a level like, you're sensitive. Right. It's fun. We live in the state of Michigan. I have a ton of friends that went to Michigan State. I have a ton of friends that I played against. I got a ton of guys that I know that are up there in some form of administration and whatever. You poke fun, you play, you have fun, right? But when we have fun, you guys take it to the level of F this, you that, and blah, 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 and remember what your mom did back in 1974. It's like, it's fun. Have a conversation. Don't get sensitive.
Well, it's just so silly that like people take you that seriously too.
Yeah.
I mean, to have a good rivalry talk, and I will give.
It's getting
last
night.
Up. Now this I can't read the tweets, so I can't have fun with them. I needed them printed out, Maz.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, this is the one thing we said I don't need printed out. But either way, it falls on its face because I can't read the tweets.
I know.
But either way. It's so stupid, guys. And I have to say that Brian Masalam last night on the Spartan show, bravo. Called me out, did it respectfully.
Yeah.
Nothing personal. Stuck up for his school. Justin did the same thing, although I can't believe that he took the bait on the printout situation because, guys, I got all the printouts. That's how we do a show.
That's how you look at your segments.
I actually... That was dumb.
Yeah.
That part's dumb. But all the comments about the printout, the Pillsbury Doughboy.
In human form.
In human form. Hey, man, why you got to talk about my weight? I struggle with my weight. I like food. I like beer.
Don't be sensitive.
Come on, man. Waylon, this is Spartan
Man-child.
for life. Man-child.
Look at his fat ass face.
Come on, we're not going to do that, though.
No, hold on. If you're going to call somebody fat, at least not be fat yourself. At least not be fat yourself.
It's just,
Listen to me. Michigan State is very well deserving. Just as much as you want to call Michigan sensitive, Michigan State is just as sensitive as Michigan.
And the best thing about it is I admitted
more sensitive.
And I admitted Michigan was sensitive. Yes, I actually argued, Ryan, that Michigan's sensitive. But Michigan State proved his point by being more sensitive than Michigan.
Nick Saban left town, guys.
Oh, good point.
He left town
because
he couldn't be the number one guy.
Sensitive.
Enough.
They don't talk about me enough. I got to go down to LSU where he did win national championship. That's where the cheating started.
Nick Saban.
That's where the cheating started.
I mean, it's just, look, I mean, you can't even have fun without these jerk-offs calling you all kinds of names and crap like that. I mean,
Gotta embrace it, though, man.
Well, yes, I embrace it.
Yeah.
I'm almost offended by how dumb it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe I'm just too smart for them. But see, like, you can't even say that.
Bro,
having a little fun.
I put this out. It was so stupid. Big Game Boo would put it out. It's so dumb. I put it out. I'm like, hey guys, just say this because look how dumb. This is so dumb. Throw it out there because the Michigan State peeps are going to be all over you.
It's so funny.
Dumb.
Took the bait, man.
They took the bait.
It is crazy.
50,000 views later.
I did think that Michigan State fans were a little smarter than that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, because there are people who are really mad at what I have to say about them.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's tongue-in-cheek because that's not the right characterization, but in a skittish kind of way.
Right.
'Cause even at the end, I'm like, well, there's nothing sensitive about me. It's like,
can I have fun?
It's so stupid.
And again, YT Sparty, Ricky Bobby, you're going to have the afternoon off today. Continue to write in, and you're going to continue to be putting the time out.
Let me say something.
You will be in the corner for the rest of the afternoon.
Put the camera on me. Let me say something. Check this out.
Snowflakes.
Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We plan on being here for a very long time. We don't plan on going anywhere. Flannel Sam, Fletch. We aren't leaving Woodward Sports Network. We will be here talking about Michigan and Michigan State for a very long time. So buckle up, stop being sensitive, and let's have fun together. All the Appalachian State jokes, I take them in stride. You should too.
There you go, Braylon Edwards. That is what is up, my friend.
You know what? The thing is, we got to beat them. That's what it is.
I don't even care if I beat them as long as I win the Big Ten championship.
No. If we lose to them this year and win the Big Ten championship, that's 3 losses in a row to them.
I will ask. Don't stop. Would you rather lose to Ohio State but win the Big Ten championship next year? I want you to tell me your answer next. But first, the message from SMA.
Oh, my bad. I was so focused on Michigan State, man. You know what I'm
Look
saying?
at that. Think about it.
Now you got me thinking.
Think
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com. Check it out. Everybody has something that they're dealing with. Everybody has questions about those things. You just want to have the conversation. You want more information. Well, go to thesportsma.com. Find out. Sean Jordan does a great job of illustrating addictions, of illustrating mental health, finding out how you can have a chance to help yourself and somebody you love or someone you know. Thesportsma.com.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Ribbit, ribbit.
Big Frog.
When you need
Ribbit.
apparel, there is only one place to go. Big Frog Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has the styles you want. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 8444-BIG-FROG. That's bigfrog.com/Novi.
Please don't make any mistake with what I'm saying. I want Michigan to beat Michigan State by 50 points next year. 5-0. Like a Bobby Williams type ass whipping. That's what I want.
Hey, guess who was part of that game?
A 49-3.
I was there for
just bludgeoning, I hope.
Had a bad game, too.
However, if Michigan does lose to Michigan State next year, but wins the Big Ten championship, I'll take it. Is there anything wrong with that? And conversely, if you're a Michigan State Spartan fan, I'm sure you would take it, or I don't know if I'm sure actually. Wouldn't you take losing to Michigan but winning the Big Ten championship? Wouldn't you also take that? Isn't that the dumbest question in the world? Because isn't it all about championships?
See, it is.
But I feel a but coming on.
It's in-state rivalry, man. Like, a lot of these kids, like, they went to high school together. They hate, like, they're high school. They live in the same neighborhoods. They played against each other in high school. They come from the same families. A lot of times, shoot, when I was at Michigan, Prescott Burgess was on our team. His cousin was David Herron, who was a linebacker that played at Michigan State. You don't want to lose that game. And I say that to say this. Aiden Hutchinson had the best season that a defensive end has ever had at Michigan. He won the Big Ten. Who did he lose to? Michigan State. Who did he lose to the year before that? Michigan State. You don't think he want to do over and want to win one of those games? I think when you start to look at the consistency, they won 2 years ago. They won last year. Hell no. I don't want them to win 3 in a row. So if I got to lose to Ohio State, beat Michigan State, and let it be up to the guys to how I'm going to get into the playoffs, because, hey, maybe maybe you lose the Big Ten championship, but maybe you get in the playoffs, because Alabama has done that before. So maybe. Well,
I mean, if that's a situation, then sure, but I just don't see 2 Big Ten teams getting in.
If they only got one loss, like if you're looking at an Ohio State team that you say you lose to Ohio State, so let's say Ohio State goes undefeated. You have one loss. You got one loss?
Yeah, I mean, the under that scenario, I'm just saying, like, just to make it a very simple one.
I'm just saying that you got to look at the kids up there. So let's say your freshman year was 2 years ago. Right now, you don't know what it feels like to beat Michigan State. If your freshman year was last year, you don't know what it feels like to beat Michigan State. You get to a third year, now you're a junior, and you still don't know what it's like to beat your in-state rivalry. I'm telling you, you want to knock one of those off the books. Sometimes I'll sacrifice a championship just to beat those guys up the road. I'm now in that space where I want to beat them. Bad. 2 in a row, Tuck coming, all that BS, him smoking cigars after they whoop our ass. I'm tired of that. If I got to sacrifice a championship and have one loss, I'll take that loss to Ohio State and beat Michigan State next year and see what happens in the playoffs.
I've only been here 29 years, right? But I've been watching football for 50-plus years. Ohio State-Michigan isn't a rivalry anymore. We all know that. It's not. The only rivalry to me is Michigan State, and I want to beat them every single year. And I've told you that a million times. So ask me, and I've told you a million times. I just want to beat them every year. I don't care about anything else.
Man, I'm actually kind of shocked. Maybe I'm the idiot here, because I would much rather win the championship.
Yeah, but how many times are you winning it, Ryan?
I know, but I'm just doing a hypothetical.
I know.
It's freaking June 30th.
I understand. Hypothetical all you want. You're winning it once every 20 years.
You want to win 12-0? I want to go 12-0.
I don't want to win once every 20 years. I want to win every year, because I don't care about every 20 years.
I'm talking about next year. Yeah. In 2022.
Yeah, fine.
If you could win the Big Ten, would you sacrifice losing the Big Ten championship if it meant you could beat Michigan State?
Would I sacrifice it?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't sacrifice it.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Is that too hard to comprendo?
No, I get it. I get
That's
it.
a hell of a hypothetical.
But you're just doing hypothetical. I'm doing
a friggin' hypothetical. It's friggin' Thursday and June 30th.
It doesn't matter if
what do
it's
you want me
June.
to do? There's no games being
Bro,
played.
it don't matter if it's June or if it's October.
you give me the question then.
Do you want to beat Ohio State? Do you want to be? I don't even want to give you the question.
Well, somebody's got to come up with a question. We got an hour and a half to go.
I'm confused. I just want to beat Michigan State. That's the only effort thing I want to do.
Right.
Who doesn't?
You want to beat Ohio State. I want to beat Michigan State. That's it. And I send my kid and I pay money to Michigan State.
Am I being confusing? Am I being confusing?
At the end of the day, the way I look at it is you lose Ohio State. Everybody expects Ohio State to win the Big Ten championship every year, correct? Yeah. Everybody expects Ohio State to fight for a playoff spot every year, whether they get in or not, but you expect that. So you lose to Ohio State, it's like, all right, cool, man, you lost to Ohio State. Lose to Michigan State every year? Every fucking year? Jesus Christ. Tired of losing to Michigan State. Tired of these conversations. I'm tired of their fan base. I'm tired of you, and I'm tired of you too. Tired of you too. Tired of y'all, man.
This is so good.
Nah, but
I love you guys.
Nah, but in all honesty, man,
great.
you just don't want to lose to Michigan State. It's the in-state rivalry deal. It's in-state.
Nobody wants to lose to Michigan State.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
You're in and out again.
Yeah,
probably on
there
purpose.
You go. You're on.
Somebody cut you. They need to cut my mic off.
Nobody wants to lose to Michigan State. However, I would take last year's scenario every single year.
Okay.
Is that too hard to understand?
No, it's not hard to understand. I get it.
It's not, and you're right. You're right. But playing the game, like being in that locker room, I don't like walking around.
Yeah.
And when I see TJ Duckett, and he's like, gotcha. I don't like winning the Big Ten championship. And then you got, I get it.
I don't know if I want to wait 2 or 3 months to win the freaking Big Ten championship while I lost to them. I don't know if I want to wait. I think I want to win.
It's a loser's mentality.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not a loser's mentality. It's not a loser's mentality.
What was your record against them?
I never lost to them bums.
All right, just checking.
3-0.
Okay, fine.
3-0.
Yeah, I don't count the first year. It was Spartan Bob.
They stopped the clock when they shouldn't have.
4, 3.
So you were 3-1.
1. And actually, I didn't play that game. So the way I put it.
Oh, you were on the crap list that game.
No, I was on the bench list that game.
You were on the crap list.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, 100%. I told you, me and Lloyd had a rocky relationship early on.
Me and Lloyd had a rocky relationship.
Just remember,
I had to build trust with
Just
Lloyd.
remember, I had to drive home with the Michigan broadcast team that
told you to hush?
that game.
Yeah.
Just remember.
Oh man, good old Frank. He wasn't ready for that one.
Frank, Brandy, and Steve.
I tell you
Corder.
like this. You talking about a hard week of practice. That was one of the hardest weeks of practice. The week after we lost that Michigan State game. Oh man, it was because we do periods. So like each practice, it's periods. You know, on average of practice is probably 25 periods. On good days, low days of practice is 16, 17 periods. You see those, you get excited. We got to 22 periods on that. What do you play the game Saturday, off day Sunday, off day Monday, Tuesday. We got to 22, and Lloyd Carr said these words you never want to hear. God damn it. Start it over. We started, and when I say start over, man, we went all the way back to warm-ups. I'm talking about run, stretch, individual drills. We started all the way over. I was like, damn, why are you so angry? Like, it was Spartan Bob. It wasn't our fault.
Right. That was Herb Brooks, man, again.
Yeah. Hey, guys, there's some really, really big news that happened last night in the NBA. It involved a former Michigan State Spartan on the heels of making an awful lot of money. And you just kind of wonder what happens from here. So we'll talk about Miles Bridges, and Braylon's got a story, something similar that happened to him when he was about to sign a contract. We'll have that for you coming up.
And we have a Spartan coming up at 3 o'clock.
Top of the hour. Absolutely. Top of hour number 2. But first, a message from the Folding Warehouse.
In Hamtramck, Chris Hutt, make sure you get well, my friend. He's got that knee surgery. He's going to be well. He's the guy that invented this great game, football and bowling. 2 ways to play it. $12 unlimited open play or a private lane. reservation, 10 or 12 of your friends. Costs you $120, but you have it all to yourself for about that for 2 hours. So it costs you under $10 per person. Bring your own food in or have it delivered. They have over 100 beers to offer. The $2 mystery beer machine as well. You can have any drink you want. They can make it. Multiple full bars. Just get your full on. Check them out. And for more information, it's foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness is inviting all high school teens between the ages of 14 and 19 to work out for free all summer long via the High School Summer Pass, and that goes all the way until August 31st. Planet Fitness is home of the Judgment-Free Zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Membership starts at just $10 a month, or you can get a black card. Only $10. Or you can get a black card for $24.99 per month. Join today in club or online at www.planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you were listening to that last segment, I dropped the F-bomb, and I just want to apologize. This is a family show. It's not the type of language we do condone, at least on the bottom line. Don't condone that type of language, so I do apologize.
Did your mom get you?
But that damn team up there, East Lansing, man, they get under my skin, man, so I do apologize. But that's what you call a healthy rivalry. If you don't have this type of anger, then you didn't really care about the team you played for. So I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, once again. Sorry.
Did your mom get you?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
But yeah, she will when I get home.
All right.
Guys, there's a bunch of tweets out there from NBA guys that saying that Kevin Durant has requested a trade out of Brooklyn.
How do they do that? He's got so much money coming to him.
Hey, excuse me. Let me go.
I'll give, here's the ESPN tweet. Nets GM Sean Marks is working with Kevin Durant and his business manager Rich Kleiman on finding a trade for the franchise star. I think Miami's a really good landing spot for him. But just, we could talk about that in just a little bit. I want to give Adam a lot of credit for the morning show today, because earlier he said that if he could take the Pistons situation or the Nets situation, he thinks the Pistons are in better shape in NBA.
They are now.
And I agreed with him then, and I certainly agree with him now. What a just crazy situation. I mean, 12 months ago they were the favorites to win the NBA championship, and now just total collapse. Go ahead.
It just depends on what you're looking for. If you're trying to, and this is before KD did Adam know KD was not going to be there?
Can't imagine he did.
All right, cool. So KD's there. Kyrie opts in. For me, it depends on what are you looking for. Are you looking to win a championship within the next 2 years? If that's the case, then it's the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets still have the second best odds. I mean, you look at their squad, they're stacked to the brim. They have a better chance than most teams in the NBA. That's why they are the second best team. So if you're looking to win right now, I'm taking the Nets all day. But if you're talking about what someone is building and a vision for the next 6, 7, 8, 9 years to come, by far, it's the Detroit Pistons.
You think he's just, is it leverage? Is he, does
KD
he
asking to leave?
Does he want Kyrie out?
He's a different guy, man.
Does he want Kyrie out of here?
No, he's not a different guy. The guy just wants to play basketball. Kevin Durant went to the Brooklyn Nets because Kyrie told him, come here Don't go to New York. We're going to win a championship. We'll get James on board, get everybody get max contracts. We'll bring some role players in. We'll win a chip. We'll do it here. You'll be the guy. This will be your team. You can win it here. You can get out of the shadow of the OKC stuff. You can get out of the shadow of winning on Golden State's team. Come and do it here. Then what happens? Kyrie's nowhere to be found. And then James Harden up and leaves. And then Kyrie comes back, and then he opts in this year, but then he had to take a second to do that. KD is tired. All he does is play basketball when he's healthy at the highest level. He just want a ball. He doesn't want to deal with Kyrie saying, oh, I don't feel like playing. Oh, I don't want to get vaccinated. Maybe I'll come maybe this day. Well, maybe I'll let Steve Nash coach today. Well, maybe I have my own practices after Steve Nash has practices. Maybe I'll He's tired of dealing with that. He wants to go somewhere where he can just play basketball and have people he can depend on. He's got Ben Simmons on the team. Can you depend on Ben Simmons? Can you depend on Kyrie? James up and left? So for him, he just wants to go. Just look at what he was.
But Braylon, you're saying something that outside of Milwaukee, I'm looking at contenders in the NBA.
Yeah.
There's drama everywhere. I mean, you can go back to Golden State and Draymond Green's got drama.
But what drama does he have as it relates to being there for his team and showing up? Now, he had a bad finals, but he's there. Like, Ryan, you can count on Draymond to be at practice. You can count on Draymond to be in the games, except for the finals.
Well, he was always going back and forth with Kevin Durant. I mean, even in the huddle, there's audio of him saying, we won before you and we'll win after you.
Well, things like that happen. I got into it with players on the team.
Right.
I get that. But where did they get into the argument at, Ryan? They got into the argument on the floor.
Well, fair enough, but it almost seems like there's nowhere that just plays basketball because there's so many different personalities and so many different egos throughout the league that I just don't know where that situation is. The Clippers.
How about Portland?
You can't
Portland's a good spot.
Can't depend on Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying by KD is a guy you can depend on. That's what I mean. Like, whatever goes on off the court, with him being a troll, the most you get out of him is he'll troll on Instagram or social media or Twitter. But when it comes to playing, you can depend on KD to be there. You can depend on him to show up. You can depend on him to be there when he's supposed to be, on time. That's what I mean. That's going to be problems anywhere. Like, that's sport. We fight. We're brothers. We get into it. We have difference of opinion. We argue. We disagree. That's fine. But as long as you're there to do it, as long as you're in the locker room to do it, as long as you guys are sharing the space, you're on the floor, you're on the court, that's a whole different ball game than your guy not being able. You don't know when he's playing.
Started 87 games the last 2 years. He's been
KD.
Yeah.
You're off again.
He came off the Achilles. Yeah. And then last year he had the ankle injury. I think I want to say.
Let me ask you something. I don't know anything about the salary caps of these teams, and I know free agency starts tonight at 6.
Exist?
Listen. You know I'm a Knicks fan.
Sorry for you.
First of all, the Nets and Knicks have never made a trade, or if they have, it's been minor. Can he go to the Knicks?
Nope.
Okay,
he wouldn't go. The reason why he wouldn't go there is,
does anyone go to the Knicks besides Jalen Brunson?
Nope.
Oh,
I don't even think he's going to the Knicks. Is he officially going to the Knicks?
Well, they gave everything up.
They're going to try to get him.
I just think when you look at the Knicks, if I'm a free agent, whether it's KD with somebody that the skill level he's at, and you know that he wants to win now, he wants to go to a team that has the potential, the capability to compete for a championship, or whether you're Jalen Brunson, the guy that you saw what Dallas did last year. Dallas is on their way, and he's on his way as a young star in the NBA. You want to go somewhere where you believe in that franchise. You want to go somewhere where you can believe in the players, and I don't think – and the Knicks, you know what you're getting there. Nothing.
Does this say more about Kevin Durant, and I'm going to answer my own question, or does this say more about Kyrie Irving, who has literally set the place on fire everywhere he's been? Boston, Cleveland, now Brooklyn.
Kevin Durant waited for Kyrie to opt in to give him and the Brooklyn Nets the middle finger. It says more about Kyrie Irving.
Without question.
Kyrie Irving.
I'm a KD guy.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm rooting for him. I hope he stays in Brooklyn. Maybe they trade for a player. Maybe they get rid of Kyrie because they could trade him. They have more leverage. They could get rid of him.
But it's going to take a special circumstance, and that type of circumstance would be trading him for Russell Westbrook and a first-round pick and a player, because that would help the Lakers out. So it would take
I don't want to help the Lakers.
Well, I mean, we're in the East, so I don't care about the Lakers. But you hate LeBron. That's right.
KD for Anthony Davis?
No, because KD's the 3-4.
LeBron could play the 1 or the 5.
LeBron wouldn't allow that.
Yeah, but then you don't have a center. Like, AD doesn't like playing center, but he's still center-ish. Like, if you trade AD for KD,
boy, tonight's going to be
a center?
Tonight's going to be pretty good.
With the
pretty good excitement. 6 o'clock hits.
6 o'clock. Yeah.
It's going to be wild.
You see what James Harden did. Now I can say I like what James Harden did. James Harden had a 47-year option, $47 million option.
He turned that down.
He turned it down because he wanted to create some more space to pay other players and bring them in. You see, that's championship. That's championship attitude.
Thinking.
That's pedigree. That's what Tom Brady used to do for so long. Is that, you know what? I got enough money and endorsements and off the field stuff. No, go ahead, take a little less off my salary so we can pay Gronk more money, so we can bring in elements, so we can pay guys. That's good basketball by James Harden, and you see him working out. He's been killing it on the hills. James Harden's got something for these people coming up.
So
this
the
season.
Nets have told Kyrie, go ahead, do what you want. They allowed him to go seek a trade. He came back. And now they're telling KD, go ahead, do what you want. So the Nets are like sitting back saying, I don't know. They got some plan, I guess. I don't know what the hell it is, but they got something going on. They're just letting the 2 best players dictate what the hell they got.
Portland is an intriguing spot, Maz. I did not consider Portland, but, I mean,
and
team
Dallas.
up with Damian Lillard or Luka
Doncic.
Guys, we'll get to the Miles
Hardaway.
Bridges in just a little bit. I teased that, but then we saw this report, so we're going to table that. We're going to get with Greg Kelser, Pistons analyst on Bally Sports Detroit. He's got a couple of camps in the area we want to talk about. Also, we'll talk to him about KD and Miles Bridges. All that more with Special K. We'll do it next. Ermanni Edwards. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. You got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. Les Stanford also has over 350 pre-owned cars on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years. Some with less than 500 miles on them, so they're like new. July 27th, we'll be broadcasting live from Les Stanford. They'll have that new Corvette Z06 on their lot. You got breaking news?
KD wants to go to the Suns.
There you go. Look at that. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new
This
roads.
is great.
Find them.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Boom! 2 more winners I gave you last night. That's 12 out of 15. But who's keeping track? Hey, who's the best? I'm the best. Over there at the Woodward Bet Show. You guys got to make sure you're tuning in. And also, you guys got to make sure you download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and it's the best place to check all the live odds at the sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get back to those winners. I know that's all you want. That's all we want. We want fun coupons. That's the way we roll. Hey, today we're going to roll with the Cleveland Indians to beat the Minnesota Twins. Bieber been pitching pretty well. Sounds good to me. Cleveland Indians, oddstrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
Alta. At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. Have a bog project coming up? Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That is 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
All right. Go ahead, Bray.
Somebody said it just hit me. KD's never going to play a game with Ben Simmons. Hey, just look at KD. Just look at KD. If KD's sitting at home.
What a disaster.
If KD's just sitting at home, relaxing, he's drinking a mulligan. He's on his, he's in his backyard just relaxing, and he's taking it all in, right? Pause. He's taking it all in.
Pause.
He's looking at what the Brooklyn Nets are. He's like, I got a guy in Ben Simmons that I haven't seen shoot a basketball in 2 years.
He don't want to play.
I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if his back is injured. I don't know if his mental is completely fractured. I got a guy in Kyrie that I don't know if If he kills a bee, he might not come to practice today because he's upset. He needs to take a mental beat because he killed an insect. You don't know what he's going to do. You don't know what the rest of the squad is going to do. It seems like Kyrie, and this is another thing, Kyrie can do whatever he wants with the Brooklyn Nets, and they allow it. That's another thing KD is looking at like, damn, this guy can do whatever the hell he wants. There's a such thing as loyalty. There's a such thing as friendship. There's also such thing as like, man, you know what, I'm tired of this.
What can they do? What can the Suns do?
I'm looking at the Suns roster right now.
And they were the best record last year.
What do they have? I mean, if you're the Nets, you're not giving Kevin Durant away.
Of course not.
Is DeAndre Ayton?
He's a young player that needs a new system because one thing that they don't do in Phoenix, they don't feature DeAndre Ayton. They feature Chris Paul and they feature Devin Booker. So now you get him in a situation where now you feature him. You get Kyrie to pick and pop, pick and roll screen game with him. That's something you can add. He's only 24 years old. He was the #1 pick overall. You've seen him have flashes in the finals. Hell, he had 26 and 22 twice in the finals when they lost to the Bucks. So you've seen that. You add a first-round pick to that as well. Phoenix doesn't care about first-round picks. They're trying to win now. You give up a first-round pick, DeAndre Ayton. If I'm New York and if I'm the Nets and I'm like, this guy doesn't want to be here anyway.
So you think you could roll out there a lineup that has Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, and DeAndre Ayton?
I'm not talking about for the Nets. I think that if you got a guy in Kevin Durant that is completely had it, he's rolling his sleeves up. You got to look to the future. A first-round pick, DeAndre Ayton, you build around that. Hell, maybe Kyrie does something crazy like plays 82 games this year.
You better give me 3 number ones and Ayton if you want Durant. I'm not giving him for 1 number 1.
Yeah, but what if he's not going to play?
Then sit your ass on the bench.
But guess what? Then you're going to be paying him $40 million.
Why wouldn't he play? He's a pro.
He just said
you wouldn't pay him if he's not showing up.
So what?
You can't just
he would
not
never
show
do that.
up. You
he
can't
would
just
play.
not show up and still get paid.
Show up.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get paid.
I requested a trade. Get me out of here.
That's a request.
I want all those
Your
number ones
request was
back.
denied.
Well, you see how that worked for Baker Mayfield.
Right.
All those number ones they gave away to get those frauds,
right,
they want back.
Well, you know what? Okay, once again, with the Phoenix Suns, they have a squad that is ready to win now. So if they have to give up 2 first-rounders, I don't think they're tripping. And who's James Jones, the GM. I don't think he's tripping. Here, you know what? You can have 2 first-round picks and DeAndre Ayton. 3?
Yeah.
Give you 3. Because guess what? Phoenix window is about to close. Phoenix window is about to close because don't forget, 3 years ago, Phoenix only had 25 wins. Phoenix window is going to close within the next 2 years.
They're going to lose Booker.
Maybe this
Chris
year.
Paul's getting paid $40
so
million.
If I got to give up 3 picks for KD, keep Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and 1 more crack at this, you know what? So be it.
How many good years does KD have in him? He'll be 34 when the season starts. He's missed the last 2 seasons with injuries, or at least significant parts of the last 2 seasons with injuries. How much are you realistically giving up for a 34-year-old guy who's been injured? And I'm just saying, like, he's not Teflon.
I'm giving up the moon, and I'll tell you why. Last season, Chris, I see you over there. Chris, basketball aficionado over there with Woodward Pistons. KD was in the running last year, first 40 games of the season, MVP. It was him and Steph Curry until they both got hurt. MVP last year. You want to go a little further back? 2 years ago, he was a size away from being in the NBA Finals.
I'm not denying his greatness.
But I'm saying that's the last 2 years. You ask, what has he done? Or you ask more so, like, are you willing to bet the house on an older guy?
Pile up after 2 years? You know, the older you get, how hard is it to keep continuing to come back from injury? So what do you, Chris over here is waving a 3. You got 3 good years left. You gonna, I mean, maybe.
And when did I say their window is closing?
Well, Phoenix
3 years. 3 years.
There is. Our champion for Kevin Durant here has been Stick.
Yeah.
There's no possibility.
We're not ready yet.
No, we're not.
No.
At all. We're not championship ready. Nowhere near it.
Miami's another team that you said.
I like Miami.
He likes Miami as like a 2nd or 3rd choice as well.
You're talking to me about Bam Adebayo, Kevin Durant, and Jimmy Butler. I mean, you're winning the East.
And then you got an actual point guard in Kyle Lowry. I'm not a big Kyle Lowry fan, but I did
send back Tyler Hero.
But I did notice a difference when Kyle Lowry was on the court. It looked much different when he was on the court last year for the Miami Heat. You actually saw a point guard that could facilitate, that could control the half court sets. But him down there is good. You know why? Because Bam Adebayo is a weird and interesting character in the NBA. Because there's some nights you'll see Bam go for 30 and 20. Then there's other times with Bam Adebayo, you can't find him. Like, he can't find himself, he can't find his rhythm. He goes for 9 and 9. You saw that against the Celtics. Now, the Celtics are a great defensive team, but so is every other team in the East. KD goes there, allows him to play third fiddle. Bam Adebayo will really thrive.
I doubt the Nets would trade to the Heat. They're in the same league, same division.
It's a good point.
He's going to the West somewhere. How about the Warriors? How about another trip to the Warriors?
Send him to Memphis. Just making up stuff now.
It's really interesting what's happening in the NBA.
So go to Miles Bridges now.
Yeah, and that's what we are going to do. So Miles Bridges arrested last night. Felony domestic violence charges. Miles Bridges arrested last night in Los Angeles. TMZ reporting that. Out on it was over $130,000 bail that was posted for him to get out. On
She found the password to that iPhone.
On the eve of free agency, man, I just it's really hard for the lay person to imagine. So I'm going to take a break. Braylon, I'm going to let you react to that as well. Miles Bridges, we don't know any details other than the charge, felony domestic violence charge. We'll get to that. Braylon's take on it. Unique take at that. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's no secret that we broadcast our show and our network from the headquarters of Lady Jane's here at 15 in Woodward in the great city of Birmingham. Precision haircuts by talented stylists. How about that hot lather neck shave? Ooh, we look good. 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week. Walk in, sign in, sit down. Before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome. It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Trader.com is the #1 site for all your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and best price on every game from multiple sports books. Go to OddsTrader.com for the sports you want to bet on, for the guys and players, all your parlays. Go to OddsTrader.com. They get you settled.
Welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. I was just reading the Woj tweets. Adrian Wojnarowski from ESPN. The Nets are acquiring the Jazz's Royce O'Neal in a trade for a 2023 first-round pick. Brooklyn sending the lesser of their own, Houston or Philadelphia's 2020. That's the thing with the NBA. Man, these picks just get flown around like it's nobody's friggin' business.
The Pistons' #2 pick the other night that they got from the
traded hands
from
like
the Knicks.
6 times.
Yeah, it's like a hooker. It's like a cheap hooker. It's amazing.
So he can say that, but he couldn't tell a dad joke yesterday or the other day.
Like a hooker changed hands so many times.
Yeah, but it goes back to what we talked about. Why you so nervous when the Pistons get to the 5 spot is because outside of the first 3 picks in the NBA, the picks don't matter. Typically,
it just don't.
It mattered this year for us because we got Jaden Ivey.
Thank you to the Kings.
Yeah.
Hey, Braylon, let me come to you with this. Miles Bridges, one of the big-name free agents, he and DeAndre Ayton were the 2 guys really that seem to be coveted around the league, up for max deals around the NBA. Free agency is first big-time free agency payday, generational wealth that he could create for his family. Gets arrested last night, felony domestic violence charge. He is out on bond. For the lay person, the night before you're about to basically agree to a $30 million a year contract.
Life-changing contract.
How does it happen? How does it happen? It's not just some random Wednesday in 2022 where nothing's happening anytime soon. I mean, you are on the eve of agreeing to a $30 million a year deal and setting up generations of your family. How does it happen?
To be honest, stupidity. And before everybody judges me for saying that, let me tell you the story. 2011 was the lockout year in the NFL. I was no longer with the Jets. I was trying to see what was going to happen. The Jets ended up signing Santonio Holmes once the lockout was over, putting me in a very bad situation, trying to figure out where was I going to go.
Bad move for the Jets.
To this day, I agree with you, Maz. My agent at the time, Ben Dogger, CAA, was able to work with Ken Wisenhunt as well in the Cardinals. I knew Larry Fitzgerald, really good friend of mine. Kerry Rose was a teammate of mine and one of my best friends. So they lobbied to get me to come to the Cardinals. So now I still have a home. And at the time they were good. They had Carson Palmer. It had been the first time I played with an actual real quarterback. It had been the first time I had another guy on the opposite side of me that I really truly trusted. And that was Larry Fitzgerald. I love John Lott, who's the guy that used to do the combine. He was the strength and conditioning coach for the Cleveland Browns at the time when I was there. So I had a good situation, 14.5 to sign. It was going to be 6.8 a year. It's going to make damn good money. It's going to make damn good money.
I mean, repeat those numbers, man.
14.5 to sign, 6.8. Damn good contract.
And Carson Palmer.
Over how many years?
And Carson Palmer.
And Larry Fitzgerald.
5 years.
So four.
Would y'all stop cutting me off?
Sorry. Just trying to get it for the people.
I got
you throw numbers around, it's like, damn, 16 million and about 30.
They know, trust me, these days they know what a signing bonus is. They can add better than we can nowadays. 14.5 million would have been my signing bonus. 6.8 million a year would have been my base salary. So, find this out on a Saturday morning. Go down to the boat. I had a boat at DYC. That's Belle Isle, if you don't know. Go on the boat with my parents. Had a great time. We kicked it. You know, it was just a great day. It was a Sunday. The vibes were there. It was summer. It was great. It was a great time. We were getting off the boat, and we were going to go to Birmingham, where we are now. There's a club called South. My mom told me, don't go out. You don't need to go out. Don't go out. I had a best friend at the time, or a really good friend at the time, Rich. He's like the older guy in the group. He told me, hey, cuz, hey, blood, nah, don't go out tonight. No need to. Why you going out? We just had a good time. Why you going out? But me being hard-headed, I wanted to be around the people. You know, I wanted to go kick it. I wanted to go party. I wanted to go, one last hurrah. And I go to the South. Some people that I were with, friends of mine, cousins, they end up getting into an altercation. Long story short, altercation comes out on the news. The next day, it was in the paper, and it said Braylon Edwards' posse. You know they're very fond of that word and that phrase for us. Braylon and his posse got into an altercation in South. Bodyguards, security guards were injured, and I didn't get into any altercations with the security guards. It wasn't me. My cousins did. Arizona Cardinals reached out to my agent and said, hey, we appreciate it, Ben, but we'll pass on Braylon Edwards. So I go from the 14.5
sick
signing bonus, 6.8. I go from that to scrounging a deal with the San Francisco 49ers. I ended up paying 1.4 that year, but I had upwards to chance to make 3.5. I didn't make that. Long story short, I put myself in that position. It took me years to realize that, because for so long it was, well, they did this, or it wasn't me, it was this guy, and it was my cousin gotten into it. I shouldn't have took my ass to the club that night. I should have listened to my mom. I should have listened to my friend. So when I say stupidity, I was dumb in that moment as well. That's why I can understand it. You can't do that as Miles Bridges. Like, you're in a position where and his bag was a real bag. My bag was a Ziploc bag. He was about to get a duffel bag. You can't do that, man, especially felony and domestic. Like, anything sounds domestic. Like, I hope it's not anything serious, but, you can't put yourself in these situations, because things like this, they now dock you, Ryan. Like, now when people look at Miles Bridges, especially if this gains some validity, some traction, there's something more than we think. 100,000 is a lot. That's a lot for bond. So now teams are going to look at him with that black eye. Now if he was going to make 30 this year, that may not happen.
18.
Exactly, 18. And now 18, that means you got to bust your ass for the next 3-4 years to try to get back to 30, where you were already at 4 years prior. It's a tough spot. It's a tough space, and I hope that everything goes well for him. I hope that he's able to overcome this because, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody messes up.
What a story.
But you just can't. And I've been there. I messed up. He messed up. Hey, you can come back from this, man, but just learn. You got to learn your lesson on this.
Let me ask you, Braylon, because I think you just shed some light, an incredible story that is really life-altering. How do you get past that, knowing that you could have had that money, but it's gone? It's gone in one night.
First thing you got to do is you got to own up to it. I think one of the biggest things for me that I didn't do is own up to it.
How long did that take you?
Till I wrote my book.
Yeah.
Like that happened in 2011. I didn't own up to it to 2019. When I finally was able to write the book with Tom Van Haren, who I saw at the golf course. What's up, Tom? ESPN analyst, writer, columnist. But it took me 8-9 years to actually look at it and say, you know what? It wasn't my cousin's fault. It wasn't the bouncer's fault. It wasn't anybody's fault but my own. He's got to, one, own up to it. He's got to know, one, he messed up potentially part of his life, and then get over it. And then you got to show the guy you are. The Miles Bridges from Michigan State. I guarantee you, Tom Izzo and Michigan State teammates have nothing but good things to say about him. I guarantee you, LaMelo Ball has good things to say about Miles Bridges. He's a good kid that made a bad mistake, made a terrible decision. You got to own it. And then you got to go back to the basics. What got you to Michigan State? What made you great at Michigan State? What got you to the point of getting the bag? Got to go back to the basics.
And let's just say this too, Braylon. Just looking at the YouTube chat, Benjamin Foe says, innocent until proven guilty. Benjamin, I'm not even sure it matters.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm as far as an NBA franchise that is about to drop $30 million, I'm not sure they care. Braylon, according to the story that I heard now and that I've heard off the air, you had zero to do with that. You had zero involvement to do with that fight. It was people around you who were fighting. You were not involved at all, and still it affected you. So despite your innocence, despite you having nothing to do with the actual incident, you still got docked. So for everybody saying innocent until proven guilty, we don't know the facts about the Bridges case, it doesn't even matter at this point when it comes to the contract. Because teams are going to look at this and say, sometimes things get reported that are true, and a lot of times they get reported that they're false. And they don't happen. But it's still, you wear that tag unnecessarily, fairly, unfairly. It still carries with you for a long time.
Something, and to your point, and to what the people were saying in the chat, like it could be one of those situations. We know there are a lot of individuals that make things up, take things over the top, they exaggerate. So we'll see what happens with that. We don't know. That's why you have due process, the judicial system. But with that being said, let's just say, for the sake of arguing, for the sake of conversation, that it ends up happening, that he did something, that he's going to have to pay something, that it actually, it's felony charges, whatever they're charged. It's not misdemeanor.
Yeah, it was a very serious charge.
They don't usually start with a felony when it's a hearsay or we got to get to the bottom of something. They start with misdemeanor. It's already started as a felony. So we'll see. For the sake of conversation, if it's true, he's got to own up to it, and he's got to get back to the basics and worry about basketball, Miles Bridges, and Miles Bridges' family.
Take me back to that Cardinals team now. The Wizard. Didn't he take that team to the Super Bowl?
That was a Super Bowl team.
Instead of going to play for Harbaugh with Cap, in San Francisco where you had no chance to do well, you play on that team, how much more tread do you got on the tires?
So here's an interesting thing. Because I ended up tearing my meniscus second game of the season. So it was like it was one thing on top of it.
I know, but that's because you were there, not there.
True. But the interesting thing about that is that's when San Francisco started balling up. Because that was the year, that was 2011, we went to the NFC Championship. We went all the way to the NFC Championship, and then we lost to your Giants.
Yes.
The infamous Kyle Wilson fumbled the punt. They picked it up and they scored and they win. We're going to the Super Bowl. So money wise, I was in a horrible spot. But in terms of a landing spot team wise, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Alex Smith decided to learn how to play football, Vernon Davis, Frank Gore, Dante Whitner. Our team was stacked. We go to the NFC Championship, lose to the Giants. Next year, I think I was on Seattle, and we beat them. But money-wise, it was tough, man. It was a tough deal because I think I lost the love at that, to be honest.
Hell yeah!
I
don't think
I never really had the love after that, and that's why I retired a couple years later.
That's tough to get over, man. That's tough to get over.
Incredible stuff. Guys, we're going to take a break. Speaking of incredible stories, Freddie Freeman is another one. Have you been following this wild story from Freddie Freeman? He fired his agent, and now his agent wants to sue Doug Gottlieb for a tweet that Gottlieb put out. Is it true? I mean, it is crazy. We'll break it all down for you next. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Yes, we just had him in here in studio just a couple of minutes ago. We were at their place in Harrison Township in Boattown, USA, just last Thursday. If you join the Pepper Club, as a matter of fact, they'll beat all competitors by $5 on unlimited tanning. The best deals in tanning. Of course, check them out on ChiliPeppersTanning.com, your vitamin D headquarters.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Hey, everybody, it's Maz for you-know-who. This guy. The big boy. That's right. We love him. The buffets are back at participating big boy locations. You know it. Every weekend from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Don't forget to try the classics like the Slim Jim, the Dolly Chicken Sandwich, and, of course, the classic Big Boy. You got to love that, right? Check them all out. Find your nearest location at bigboy.com. The best people around.
Woodward Sports Network, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. Just heard an incredible story from Braylon, Maz. Really remarkable stuff, was it not?
Hard to get over.
Yeah.
To be that close to signing a hell of a deal, coming off the Jets, 2 AFC championship games, and then to go play on another team that gets to go to the Super Bowl. Should have won that game against Pittsburgh. I mean, James Harrison going 100 yards at the end of a first half. How did they not tackle that guy, get him out of bounds? I have no idea.
Man.
Then Santonio Holmes gets a single toe in bounds at the end of that game. Ben Roethlisberger with the perfect pass. What a great Super Bowl that was. A minute earlier, Larry Fitzgerald goes 75 yards for what you thought was the game-winning score. What a great Super Bowl that was. And then Braylon, you know, I just don't know, man.
Two things.
I got nothing.
Two things. One, I want to actually talk about that Santonio Holmes catch. I want to actually ask you guys a question because it's been an age-old topic of debate.
Yeah.
But I appreciate everybody in the chat. A lot of people were sending love in the chat talking about, yo, appreciate the story, appreciate you, fully divulging and sharing. My homeboy, Tom T, my mom, appreciate that as well. This is what we do here, man. We're authentic. We're sports, man. We're authentic individuals. We're bringing you what we have, man, all of it. But that catch, it's an interesting one because I don't know what the rule is on this. He didn't have 2 feet down. One of his shoes was on top of his other shoe. So that's why I always wonder, how does that, how do they count that?
I think that's 2 feet.
So it basically,
one foot equals 2 feet?
Yeah, I think it's a John Madden. That's a John Maddenism.
Because if you look at that play, 1 foot was on top of the other. It wasn't like 2 feet in or a toe and a foot.
Man, that was a catch.
No, I'm not hating. Yeah. It was a damn good catch. They ran that play, the play before, to the other side.
Yeah.
And he missed it.
Just missed it.
And he just missed it. And they turned around and ran it a play later on the right side.
Poor Cardinals.
Yeah, that's tough.
Poor Cardinals.
I actually wanted Larry to win, man. I was like,
me too.
I was like, it's a good one for him. Kurt Warner would have had 2. Yeah, that's right.
That won me. That touchdown won me the last square. Well, I
for real?
I hit a good number that last square. Yeah, Super Bowl square.
I love that Larry had 71-yard touchdown because for years everybody said what Larry Fitzgerald is what slow as hell.
Yep.
They said he's not dropping nothing, but he ain't run away from nobody.
He did that time.
He did it in the game that counts.
That was an amazing game.
That's
one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time.
It's definitely the most underrated Super Bowl of all time.
How about how did James Harrison how did they not knock him out of bounds? How?
Have you seen James Harrison work out?
Oh no, he's a monster.
And you know what it is too, Ryan and Maz.
Yep.
He's short like Barry. So like his center of gravity is low. He has huge legs, huge shoulders, no neck. So like getting him down is tough. Like that's why you couldn't take Barry down. Barry was every bit of 5'6", and then had tree trunks for legs, and he had a low center of gravity. Same thing with James Harrison, man. Low center of gravity, big guy, strong as hell. They couldn't find ways to take him down. I feel like Larry Fitzgerald ran alongside of him the last 20 yards trying to figure out how to take him down.
Unbelievable.
Go down.
Guys, I want to get to this Freddie Freeman story. It's wild.
This is unbelievable.
So, the Dodgers played in Atlanta over the weekend. Very emotional, Freddie Freeman. And it was this weekend.
He got his ring.
And it was also this weekend that Freddie Freeman fired his agent. Here's a tweet from Barrett Sally. Freddie Freeman firing his agent should be the least shocking baseball news of the year. It was clear long ago that he did not want to be, that he didn't want to be anywhere other than Atlanta. His agent overplayed his hand. Chipper Jones tried to tell Freddie, and Freddie didn't listen. By the way, to my Spartan friends, I do print these out too.
There it is.
I just wanted to say.
There it is.
How about that?
Here's another printout that I have.
This is the main one.
So this
now.
is the main one.
This is Doug Gottlieb.
Okay, radio host, CBS Sports Radio. Doug Gottlieb. Casey Close. That's Freddie Freeman's agent. Was. Casey Close never told Freddie Freeman about the Braves' final offer. That is why Freddie Freeman fired him. He found out in Atlanta this weekend. It isn't that rare to have that happen in MLB, but it happened. Close knew Freddie would have taken the Atlanta deal.
Even though it was a little less than the Dodgers.
So now,
technically, based on how they did with the state tax and everything else, actually
probably a little bit more.
It's more,
right?
It's more.
In LA, they tax you a little bit more. Now he's got homes in Atlanta and in LA.
So now, just within 24 hours ago, the statement from Casey Close, quote, Doug Gottlieb tweeted a wholly inaccurate characterization of our negotiations with the Atlanta Braves on behalf of Freddie Freeman. We are immediately evaluating all legal options to address the reckless publication of inaccurate information. Wow.
Guess who else should seek legal counsel? Freddie Freeman. If I was Freddie Freeman, I'd sue my attorney. I would sue my former agent. This is where I wanted to be. The deal was actually more when you look at what the state is. I would get that money right back. Like Freddie Freeman, we talked about it this week because I used to live in Atlanta. I'm a Braves guy. You know, I was happy when the Braves won. I lived in Lithonia, Georgia.
We watched it together.
Cook County, I was excited when the Braves won.
You guys did watch it together.
We did.
This is so great.
It was a little buddy action, man. Fulton County Stadium back in the day. But he's an Atlanta native. He's the Atlanta guy. All he's ever wanted to do is play for the Braves. All he's ever wanted to do is win for the Braves. And they won in a contract year. And you talking about one of the best first basemen in baseball, wanted to stay.
Does that happen?
Hell no, that doesn't happen. You talking agents?
Agents not.
I bet you it ain't. I bet you it
not
happens.
Giving an offer to their client.
I bet you they got backdoor deals with teams. You could tell me more than that.
100%. This happens. It happens all the time because what happens is agents are going to be around forever. Like Lee Steinberg's been working since the 70s. So agents will always, have a relationship with teams. Teams understand that. So there'll be things that they leave out. They don't always tell players stuff. They don't disclose stuff. Coaches don't tell players stuff all the time. The front office hides from players when season is going on. I guarantee you this happens more often than you know because guys, he wanted to go to L.A. His attorney, his agent wanted him to be out in L.A. He knew it was more marketing deals. He knew it was a better team. He knew it was a chance for blah, 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 whatever his reasons are. And he knows that the team isn't going to talk to Freddie because they don't talk. Like not one time in my negotiations when I was coming back to New York the second year when they were opting into my last year of my contract, I never talked to Mike Tannenbaum. I never talked to Rex. Like when they were doing my contract as a rookie, I never talked.
That's why you got an agent.
I never talked to Randy Lerner or Phil Savage. Who I talked to was my attorney, my agent, and my agent would tell me what was going on. When you hire an agent, you're hiring someone out of a process of individuals that you feel like you can trust. You're like, hey, out of everybody that I met with, I like this guy. I'm gonna go with this guy. When you hire that guy, you're basically saying, I trust him to go in the war room and have my back. I trust him to get the best deal, best contract. I don't need to be in the room. Well, you know what, players? Y'all need to start getting in those rooms. Because these attorneys, these agents, they might be out for self.
Is that why Lamar Jackson is, representing himself because of situations like this? And
I think, Lamar's from West Palm Beach, Pahokee, Florida, down there, man. They don't trust a lot of people. You grow up a certain way, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes
you grow up with what you
that's
don't.
okay.
It helps. Like you grow up with what you see. You trust what you see.
I'm sure they talk to other players, right?
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot, if you think about it, if you like a deal, you be like, man, look, just give me what he got. just give me what he got. Hey, Larry, let me see your contract. Yeah, do that. Do that
That
right
is so funny.
Do that right there.
I love that.
That's what I tried to do my rookie year because Larry went third in 04, and then I went third in 05. I was like, just get Larry's deal. Like, what is the holdup? I wanted to come in the camp. I said, just give me Larry's deal. Money goes up every year anyway. I should be getting more. They was like, we ain't giving you more Larry Fitzgerald. I was like, the hell you ain't?
Oh my God, it's
got
so
the same
good.
deal, by the way.
But that's a hell of a story for an all-star player coming off a World Series, going to the Dodgers, who are the very heavy favorite. Was the heavy favorite entering this year to win a World Series.
You know what, though, too? I think some of this has to go on Freddie Freeman because Freddie Freeman isn't the 26th, 27th guy on a Major League roster. If he wanted to stay in Atlanta, you go to the general manager or the manager or forget about that. You go to the owner when you're Freddie Freeman and you say, are you sure this is the best you can do? Like, you personally go do that to the owner, and you're Freddie Freeman. Some of this goes on him.
I agree. You see what Chipper Jones said, and that was the thing I was going to bring up. Chipper Jones said, I tried to tell him, but he didn't want to listen. If Chipper Jones is telling me something, like he's warned me, even if I think he's maybe trying to lie or blah, 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 I'm still going to investigate it. I trust Chipper Jones, or I respect Chipper Jones. Let me say it like that. If Chipper Jones is telling me, hey, you might want to check this out, we're doing this, I'm at least going to ask my attorney or I keep saying attorney. I'm going to ask my lawyer.
Your agent.
What is going on with this agent word today,
Because
man?
now you got attorneys. Back then you had agents.
Technically, they are attorneys.
Yeah.
But I would ask my agent, hey, look, man, Chipper said this BS right here, blah, 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 blah. And then you gauge it. And if he looks like he might be lying. So I agree with you on that, though. For someone like Freddie Freeman, he should do a little bit more due diligence on that. Sucks that it happens, but I agree with you on that.
The general manager of Atlanta, Alex Anthopoulos, had the
Say that
number.
again?
Alex Anthopoulos.
Okay.
He had the number that he wanted to give to Freddie Freeman. He did not want to go over it. He'd rather go for the younger guy who they traded for Oakland. They went after Matt Olson. They gave Matt Olson, who was like 7 years younger than Freddie Freeman, they gave him a cheaper deal. They were happy with that, giving away their 4 young guys because they have a hell of a AAA, AA. They have a hell of a farm system.
Because they had all those guys get injured last year, too, right?
They were very comfortable making this deal, staying young, and letting Freeman walk.
Guys, we're going to get to a break. When we come back, Beer Man, make you some money. But first, a message from Cintron. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
Sorry.
The summer Cintron is here, and now Cintron is available at Kroger's. Select Kroger locations. You got to go to CintronWorld.com to find out what those Kroger locations are. And I'm talking about the energy drink. That's right. Cintron Cranberry, Cintron Classic, and Cintron Classic Sugar-Free. 2 for $4. Power partners, the Detroit Pistons, the Red Wings, and the Detroit Tigers. Check it out. They want to be here for the moments, so let them. Drink it. Live it with Cintron.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Enjoying a beautiful Thursday with my man Tom Mazawey, Ryan Ermanni. I'm Braylon Edwards, and this is The Bottom Line. Hey, check this out, man. We're divulging real stories. We're giving you the news updates as they're happening. Why don't you hit that like button for us, man? We appreciate you guys. You've been along this journey with us since August 12th. We appreciate you guys. We are growing as a network. Morning, Woodward, Big D Energy, and Bottom Line, and now heavyweights as well, and Woodward Sports Bets. Hit that like button for us, man. Show us that you really care, man.
Hey, how'd you like that AEW last night?
Oh, man, it was amazing. So I've been to SmackDown, Raw a bunch of times. I've been to WrestleMania 4 times. I've been to Royal Rumble. I've been to Monday Night Wars back in the day, WCW Nitro. I've been to all those things. The energy of the fans, of the following that AEW has, it's the best energy I've ever seen.
That's what Mac told me. Told Ryan and I.
It was amazing because you got to think AEW just started 3 years ago, so it's just like us. It's a new company, it's a new brand, so the people are really invested in the brand because they're like, hey, this is our company, this is our promotion. You know, they're like, the hell with WWE. This is new. This is us. I feel like I'm a part of it. And man, I've never been somewhere like a sports game or a sporting event where they were so excited to cheer, to chant, to do the calls, to go side to side and all around the arena. The energy in there last night was electric, and for them to only be 3 years in to their promotion, the arena was packed.
Couldn't believe it.
With the exception, and you watched it, with the exception of the dark
There it
Look
is.
at those guys.
Braylon and D-Mac.
Second row, baby, courtesy of my man D-Mac. Chris Jericho, who's one of my favorites. Chris Jericho's in my top 5 all the time. Chris Jericho got D-Mac the tickets, and D-Mac was nice enough to give me and my boy Jeff, shout out to Jeff, a ticket. Guess who took that picture?
Chad Johnson, our owner,
Yes,
who
sir.
also mixed it up with Jericho last night, the little crap
did.
talk session. So good stuff.
Yeah, it was
Hey,
good.
Braylon, I want to get to the phones now. We'll bring in our weekly segment that we do each and every Thursday at this time, part of the Woodward Bets crew, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Prince Beerman, on Twitter at BeerMakersFan. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Hey,
Brewers.
I'm good, guys. Now, I'm not going to lie, a little jealous I wasn't there at that AEW show. Looks like
AEW.
incredible last night.
AEW.
Chris, it was live. It was on fire. And then another thing I didn't think about, this is the first time they've ever been here because of COVID. This is the first time they've actually ever come to Detroit, so that was another reason why I'm so crazy. So to be there the first time they ever came to AEW, how many people can say that? Like, when's the first time WWF came to Detroit?
Probably back in Kobo many years
ago.
ago.
Then it was
Long time ago.
WWF.
Yeah. Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
Something like
The
that.
original
You were
Vince
there,
McMahon.
weren't you?
Yeah. Maz was there with Dick the Bruiser.
I was looking for the Iron Sheik. That's what I was looking for.
Bruiser Brody.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Beer,
Back in the good old days.
how's the betting going? What's happening in the betting world now? Are you playing a little USFL action championship game
man.
this weekend?
You know you're a DJ and you're going into USFL. Not going to lie, Ryan, it's a little slow right now. We know it's kind of the dog days of summer. We're all waiting for football to come back. There's still a lot of opportunities with baseball, and I think people forget there's more than just betting on the lines and the totals. And one of my favorite bets has become betting on home runs. You know, some of these props, you shop around, you find some good lines, you parlay some of these together, and some of the factors that we use on the show, obviously the matchups with the different pitchers, some of the history against those pitchers, but weather can be a big factor as well. The warmer it is, the hotter it is like it is today, the better for that ball flying out of the ballpark. So some of these home run props can be very, very profitable, especially if you can parlay a couple of them together. So mostly baseball, staying away from the USFL while we patiently wait for some NFL.
Hey, Chris, though, you talk about the baseball flying out of the park in these humid temperatures. I mean, it was like, I don't know what the percentage was, but you could almost just pick a blind MLB game and go under for the first 2-3 months of the season. Is that changing?
Yes, things have changed. I don't know what they're doing with the baseball, but you're absolutely right. I mean, it was slow, and again, a lot of that goes back to the weather, Ryan. You think in Detroit here, it may snow in the first month of the season, so it's cold, temperatures are down. That's not great for the ball leaving the yard. As it warms up, we kind of expected more scoring, more runs, but we have definitely seen an increase in home runs, in runs scored. So I don't know if it's the ball, the weather, a combination of both, but the overs have kind of gone away, or the unders, that is, have kind of gone away. Now we're seeing a lot of overs, a lot of home runs here recently.
Hey, Beer, my Mets have hit the skids. They've lost 3 in a row, but Justin Verlander, first guy to win 10 games for those Astros. I don't think anybody wants to play the Astros going forward, to be honest with you. I know they gave the Yanks a hard time last week. They sweep the Mets. What's going on with the Houston Astros? Are they one of the teams that you're playing looking forward?
Absolutely. There's a lot of talent on that team, Maz, and we know if Verlander can be that Cy Young level guy, that's really going to carry them. I mean, they have a great offense. You know, guys like Jose Altuve continue to get it done. Yordan Alvarez has been a stud. Let's hope he's okay. Bregman, they just have so much talent on that team. Tucker, and they just keep bringing them up. So the combination of these young bats, the pitching, they definitely are one of the contenders here. Now, your Yankees, man, are they playing some good ball. I mean,
sure are.
We got to start talking about Aaron Judge potentially threatening some of these records here, sitting at 29 home runs. So he's one that almost every night you could almost blindly bet Aaron Judge home runs. You're probably sitting pretty at the end of the day here, even when you're getting 2 or 3 to 1 on him. Seems like every night this guy's hitting a home run.
Have they even announced the home run derby guys yet? I can't wait for.
I have not seen.
Yeah, it's Aaron Judge versus Aaron Judge versus Aaron Judge versus Aaron Judge. Nobody wants smoke in the home run derby.
I don't think that's going to happen anyway.
Maybe Stanton.
How about our Tigers? Hey, we split with the Giants. At least that's something. The Royals with Cheeser in town this weekend. What do we play? Two of the worst teams in baseball getting together here in Motown.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly, Maz. I'm going to head out there Friday night, so if any of you guys are out there, anybody listening, come say hi.
Baby.
But definitely excited to get down to another game. But, Maz, you're right. I mean, it's not the most exciting game here. The Royals, not much there. I mean, Bobby Witt Jr., obviously, an up-and-coming star. And the Tigers, they're seemingly playing a little better. And I've said there's nowhere really to go but up right now. Riley Green we can get excited about. Torkelson's starting to hit a little bit. We'll see if they can get Skubal back going again. Baez is kind of getting out of his funk, so expect him to go on a little bit of a hot streak. So I think you're going to start to see them play better, which is not a big statement, seeing how bad they were to open the season. So excited to see how the next couple weeks goes before the All-Star break. Can they get a nice little run going? We'll see. I'll be out there Friday night to check them out, man.
Beer, I was invited to the game. I thought about not going, but now that I know you're going, you know what? I may pick up on that ticket,
there we
man.
Go. There we go.
If I'm going to the game, though, Beer, man, am I going to see better pitching? Because it seems like, and Ryan talked about this, early on in the year, they were pitching out of their mind, but you knew it was going to level off, and they couldn't hit a lick. Now it seems like they find their bats a little bit, and the pitching's terrible. What do you are they going to pick it up for me if I come to game Friday?
That's a concern, Braylon. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, the pitching has been pretty bad, and we know Skubal was great. He's starting to struggle a little bit. Some of the injuries that they've dealt with here, so you're going to have a lot of youngsters kind of coming in and out of that rotation. So I honestly don't have a lot of high hopes there. You hope that they can score enough runs, and the pitchers don't get blown up completely where they can at least compete. But pitching certainly going to be an issue. If they can get to that bullpen, we feel good about that. Can those starters give you 5-6 solid innings? Certainly going to be a question here over the next couple months.
Hey, Beer, you got 2 questions. 1, you got anything you're playing tonight? 2, did you see the news earlier today about USC and UCLA potentially moving to the Big Ten? Your thoughts on that, and then a winner if you got one.
Yeah, kind of crazy. We're going to start to see. I think you're going to end up with 2 conferences, Ryan. We're going to have 40 teams in the SEC and 40, 50 teams in the Big Ten, it seems like. But obviously big news. If you're the Big Ten, you got to compete with the SEC. Getting that LA market, getting USC on board, UCLA, a storied program. Can they pull Oregon? I know that's a big question here as well. So a big move. I'm not shocked. A little shocked to see them going all the way out to the West Coast. But, hey, you go where you got to go to get the talent. So excited to see what this looks like. I know a lot of people are concerned about what it does to college football. But let's give it a chance and see how it goes. So as far as tonight, I talked about weather. One place you always have to keep an eye on, Ryan, is Wrigley Field. It is hot there, as we know it is here, 87 degrees. We have wind blowing out at Wrigley at about 15 miles per hour. That could turn a lazy fly ball into a home run. I am going over on that number at Wrigley, 10.5 here at Wrigley tonight.
Wouldn't be surprised to see that thing jump to 12, too, by first pitch.
3 quick ones for you, Chris Prince.
3.
One, and I'm going to make them quick, too. One, Wrigley, I've been to one game there. The game was in June of 2015. It was hot as you know what. I saw the Giants play the Dodgers. Between the two teams, they had 8 home runs in the 4th inning already. They had 8. But also,
Beer's hoping to get that tonight.
Oh,
yes, we are. Absolutely.
Here you go. Here's a bet. Over, under, or not over and under. Where's KD going?
Man, it sounds
That's
like
a bet.
Miami
Where's he
Phoenix
going?
are. Yeah, Miami Phoenix look like the 2 big contenders here. And I honestly think you got to keep an eye on the Phoenix Suns. I mean, they clearly aren't happy with DeAndre Ayton. We've heard Ayton to the Pistons forever. So that's a guy that they could work in a sign and trade here. But you bring Durant in with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, some of the younger pieces that they have there, Bridges, Cameron Johnson. I mean, you're talking about a pretty damn good team that can challenge. The Warriors can challenge anybody. Wherever Durant lands, we know, Braylon, instantly they're one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win the NBA title. So crazy maneuverings here in the NBA. But Phoenix, a team that I would be betting on right now. I've not seen odds. Certainly something I'm going to be looking up, though, here momentarily.
The great beer man, Chris Prince, we call him Beer. Everybody else does too. His friends call him Beer. On Twitter, at BeerMakersFan. Woodward bets 4:30 weekdays here on Woodward Sports Network. Also weekends at 9 a.m. Great group there. Follow these guys. Subscribe, Woodward Bets. You guys are on top of it. Scotty G brought lunch today.
Yeah, must be winning.
Hey,
Scotty G
you
brought lunch
definitely
today.
got a winner tonight,
He did,
Chris,
he
because
did.
he brought lunch today.
Let me say, Scott does a daily segment on the network here that kind of airs throughout the show, and I got to give him a shout out here. He's hit 12 of his last 15 picks. So getting out some winners, bringing lunch. Scotty G's like a regular Robin Hood here.
All right, man. We'll see you. Best of luck tonight.
All right, guys.
See you, buddy.
Cubs over 10.5. And let me tell you, if you're going to play that, play it now, because it's only going to go up from here. Certainly it'll jump to at least 11, most likely, if those winds are blowing out. Love Beer. We're going to get some message videos of the day next. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 freaking years. Whether you're at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what's important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Stay out. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
I wish we had a camera or audio for when we're not on camera, because some of the stuff that's said between the three of us, it's pretty. It's
more entertaining than when the camera's out.
It's very true.
More
It's very true. You see a different type of Maz, I'll tell you that.
I think everyone knows who I am.
Time of the day, we like to play Maz's videos of the day.
And now it's time for Maz's videos of the day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
Oh, all right. You know Jim Harbaugh's on vacation.
Harbs.
He probably has no idea about USC and UCLA.
No,
he don't care.
no
he don't
NIL
care
plan
anyway.
either.
He's squinting anyway. He don't give a damn. He knows Michigan ain't giving any kid any money. He don't give two damns about any damn thing. Anyway, here's some more Harbs vacation fun on TikTok.
Oh, not the Rocky though.
Oh, look at Harbs. Just having the Harbs family having a good old time on TikTok, guys. What do you think?
You know what I would.
I don't know. You think he knows USC, UCLA is coming to town?
You know
He's
what I
learning
will
like
say.
we are.
I don't think he cares.
I will say this: for all the differences in opinions, it's good to see Jim having fun like that, because he was getting paid. But it's still a nightmare when you're not doing what you want to be doing. It's very stressful. So good to see him kick back, relax, enjoy the Big Ten championship. You know what? Go ahead, Jim. Enjoy yourself, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very happy about that.
Mom and Dad.
All coaches, they work hard.
You work hard,
You
man.
know, I mean,
Yeah.
saw Ron Bellamy and Myros, tweeting out vacation or Facebook or Instagram
Oh, right.
pictures of
Probably
their
Facebook.
Well, yeah, dead period. In college football. Pretty soon they're gonna get back in a week from now, and all
Ripping
hell's
and
gonna
running.
break loose. You know.
And the one thing about a guy like Harbaugh, man, like Harbaugh's in the building at 5,
Easy.
and Harbaugh's not leaving the building until 1 a.m. So then you as a coach, you got to be there with him. Not the whole time, but you got to be there for a large person at a time, because if he's there, he's peeking and don't see you. Yeah.
Here's one for you guys. Anthony Edwards. You know the
Love
kid's got talent.
Yeah.
Plays on the T-Wolves, #1 pick a
my
couple
cousin.
years ago.
It's my cousin.
That is your cousin.
He was
That's right.
good in that movie.
He was
pretty
he was
good.
great in Hustle.
He was real good.
He was a great villain in Hustle.
He was really good.
He got on Bo Cruz big time. Did you know he's a pretty good football player too?
He's got size on him.
Check him out.
Hey, Falcons on 3, Falcons on 3, 1, 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, Nick. Look up, Nick. Put that bitch out there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh, my God. We ain't got damn Russell Wilson. Shit. Hey, bro. Don't get, I ain't thrown in 2 years. Is that back shoulder, Zach? Oh. That's him. Jamal. Is that back shoulder? Y'all say back shoulder run. Hey, was that not back shoulder? That's it, back shoulder. That nigga looking like that.
Talk. There you go.
Hey.
How's he looking, Bray?
I asked Ryan, was this Colin Kaepernick's workout tape for the Raiders?
Could have been.
It's funny.
He's got a cannon. Like, I mean,
Look
his,
at him. He's going to say something here.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, he is. I thought he was going to tell us something.
He's got a
That was
cannon.
Anthony Edwards.
His mechanics were horrible, but he has a cannon.
He's a good athlete. That just means
Oh,
he's a
100%.
hell of an athlete. I leave you with 2 little animal videos because I love animals. They're cleaning out the seal pool at, I guess it's some zoo or something, but the seals are like, we don't need water. Check these guys out.
Oh my God, that's so great.
These guys, look at these guys. They're just carefree.
It's probably traumatic experience. They're looking for water.
It looks like they're chilling. Look at the guy sitting up there. He's just chilling.
Oh, wow,
like
look
a
at the
villain.
seal. Look at that.
He's
Look
just
at
chilling.
that.
Slide.
He's chilling like a villain.
He said, man, you go ahead, man. Let me get home.
Hey, give me some fish.
The guy's
this
like,
is the life.
he's like, you're ruining my work here.
Yeah.
He's messing it up, too.
He's like the grounds crew. He's like, stay the hell out of here.
The grounds crew is just chilling, too. They like letting him slip and slide.
And I leave you with one quickie. Look at these.
You and your quickies,
Look
man.
at these beautiful otters loving each other. It's a quickie.
Awesome, man.
Look Isn't that love? I leave you with a little love on a Thursday.
I find me somebody
afternoon.
love on me like that, man.
Look at that.
Yeah, you got that, Bray.
Isn't that sweet?
I know. Just talking.
Ryan, I love you, man.
I love you guys.
Bray, I dig you, bro.
I appreciate it. Why I couldn't get love, man?
I love you, man.
Okay, I dig you too.
All right.
I love you guys.
That's because you wrote everyone yesterday on the. You didn't mention me.
I didn't mention you?
Nope.
How didn't you mention man? I love you guys. Bray,
it was a mistake.
you guys, I'm gonna miss you. I'll see you in a week.
Oh, for crying out loud!
See you on the 11th. I'm gonna be like Jim.
The 11th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like Jim Harbaugh.
Can you send us some daily TikToks?
Sure.
All right.
I like that.
I'll do a phone call with you.
Okay. I'll hit you
If
up.
you got something to say, if you need a segment, need somebody to kill a segment with you, I'll join you.
All right.
All
right.
I wouldn't do that to you.
I knew it. Well,
I would not do that to you.
Hey, I love you guys.
Love you too, man.
All right, man.
Have a great vacation.
You got it. Hey, Sparties, relax.
Yeah, chill out.
It's just sports.
Hell of a show by my man
So
Ryan
sensitive.
Maz, hell of a show. Hey, look,
Rent-free.
Sparty. Hey, we're rivals. We're
Clown.
having fun. It's all in fun. KD, where the hell are you going? USC and UCLA. Here's a question for you. Will you guys be able to play here in November? Used to that sun out here, a little different when it snows. Well, good questions.
Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards.
Oh, I do have to read one last thing before we get up there. Mario Henley, who was in the chat, I appreciate you. He said nothing like hearing it from players' perspective. Thank you for your story. And somebody else said, which is very funny, Elijah Rush said, I would have whooped my cousin's ASS. Trust me, I wanted to, but you gotta take the high road sometimes. Plus, his father's a pastor, so I say, you know, a guy might not like it.
Right.
There it is.
God always has the final judgment.
He does.
That's right.
He does.
I love you, man.
I love you too.
See you guys.
It's the
Love
bottom
you
line,
guys.
right? D-Mac, thanks for the tickets, buddy.